Vaitai going to be out a little while. What are the Lions going to do at right guard? Dan Campbell talks about that. We've got a Tuesday edition of Locked On Lions. Let's go.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
It is a Tuesday edition, everybody, of Locked On Lions on the Locked On Podcast Network. What's going on, everyone? Matt Dery with you on a Tuesday, September 6th and a Wednesday, September 7th. Good morning on Wednesday morning to Anthony Pavicic, one of our number one P1 listeners. And thanks, everybody, for listening, making us your first listen. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, Locked On Lions YouTube, we appreciate you doing that as well. Follow us on Twitter at Dery Speaks, D-E-R-Y Speaks. The Matt Dery Facebook fan page, at Locked On Lions on Twitter, and again, Locked On Lions YouTube channel. Coming up on the program today, well, Dan Campbell had to address the issue that came out last night. Halapoulivaati Vaitai, Big Hal, the right guard, going to be out a while. An upper body injury. If I could talk, that'd be great. And he's going to be out 4 weeks, put on injured reserve. What are the Lions going to do at right guard? Dan Campbell addressed that this morning on the Stoney and Jansen show. You'll hear his answer on that coming up. Also, the Lions have announced their 6 team captains. Not a lot of surprises, one sort of big surprise. Also, an opening week history lesson. We'll get into that on the show. And also what Dan Campbell liked most about his team in terms of the improved room. There's one room that he thinks really has improved. What is that? We'll get into that. And attendance as well. Yes, a sold-out Ford Field for Sunday's game against Philadelphia. All that coming up on the show today. We are brought to you by our friends at PrizePicks. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made easy. Pick 2 to 5 players. If they score more or less than their PrizePicks projection, you can win up to 10 times your money on your entry. First-time users can receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100 with a promo code LOCKEDON. That's prizepicks.com, promo code LOCKEDON. Here we go, folks. We are into week 1. This is all very exciting. Here we go. Lions and Eagles. Sunday at Ford Field. The spread still sitting at 4 for Philadelphia. Some places actually down to 3.5. So some early steam on the Lions to cover. I think it's going to be a very difficult game. I think Philadelphia is really good. I think it's a poor matchup, certainly for the Lions. Touched on it on yesterday's show. I think this looks to me about a 7-win football team. I think the schedule is going to help them. I think the improved roster is going to help them. They've got a year under their belt with this new system and new staff. But I think Sunday is going to be a very difficult ask for sure. We're going to talk to Jim Nagy from ESPN, and of course the Senior Bowl tomorrow, and we'll do the Locked On crossover with Louie from Locked On Eagles coming up on Thursday. All right, Lions name their team captains. Let's start with that. Oh, by the way, Hard Knocks tonight, 10 o'clock for the finale. I'm very interested in watching the David Blau part. I hope they get the part in there where they cut David Blau, but then they tell Blau that he's still on the team. I'm sorry. He's on the team first, then they cut him, and all of a sudden he ends up in Minnesota on the practice squad. Be interested in watching that back and forth tonight on the final episode 5 of Hard Knocks. Captains, let's start with this. Not a big surprise, I don't think. The Lions named their 6 captains today. Jared Goff, Frank Ragnow, and Gaines Media poster boy Alex Anzalone are the returning captains. Goff and Ragnow on offense, of course, and the linebacker Anzalone on defense. Not a surprise. All the players love Frank Ragnow. He's the center. He's the heartbeat of the offensive line, and he's the best player on the team. He gets named a captain. Jared Goff, second straight year that the Lions quarterback gets an opportunity to be a captain. The 3 other captains are all first-timers. The only 30-year-old on this team, Michael Brockers, the defensive tackle, was named a captain. Tracy Walker, who, of course, elected to stay with the Lions in free agency, the free safety, kind of the quarterback of the defense a little bit. He gets named a captain. And the surprise to me, a guy that was one of the last guys kept on the roster, but yet he's the special teams captain, none other than linebacker Josh Woods. If you would have asked me who the captains were going to be at the start of the year, I doubt I would have named Josh Woods as a possibility. But he's there, and he's the Lions special teams captain. So Goff, Ragnow, Anzalone, Brockers, Walker, and Woods. No real surprises there. I thought maybe Taylor Decker would be a captain. He has been a captain before with the Lions. You were thinking, the possibility of somebody like Amon-Ra St. Brown, maybe T.J. Hawkinson, but no real surprises on defense. We know about the veteran Anzalone and Brocker, certainly Tracy Walker. So those are your kind of leaders as announced today by the team and voted on by the players. You can have the greatest leadership in the world. But if you don't have talent and you don't make enough plays, you're not going to win. We've seen this for many years. But what is nice about this group and about this set of captains is all these guys were here a year ago. They've all been through this with this staff, and they're all good leaders and they're all good people. So the Lions have 6 captains, and those are the guys that were named. As far as this Halapoulivaati Vaitai news, the big right tackle, or right guard, I should say, Big V, who, of course, signed a rather large and monster free agent contract a few years ago and had a very good training camp in preseason, injured himself, looked like an upper body injury, almost a back injury, in the preseason finale against the Steelers. So it's kind of walking gingerly. Justin Rogers from the Detroit News tweeted out some stuff about it. And he's going on injured reserve. Dan Campbell met the media yesterday, but they did not announce this until later on in the afternoon yesterday, that Vaitai was going on IR with this undisclosed upper body injury. This is like some Scotty Bowman old bits here with the upper body, lower body. So the team has signed Drew Forbes, a backup guard, kind of swing guard tackle who was with the Browns a couple of days ago and was let go. So he's been added to the roster. And the question remains, what are the Lions going to do in the stead of Vaitai at right guard? Dan Campbell was asked that earlier today on the Stoney and Jansen show on 97.1 The Ticket. Take a listen to this.
Listen, it's frustrating, but at the same token, man, this is what we preach about all the time with our team, and nobody's going to handle adversity better than us. And so, man, this is nothing for us. We'll overcome this. We'll be fine. I mean, we can kick Sewell down the guard. We can bump Nelson up. We can move Frank over. We can put Jonah to right, Logan left. We could bring Kramer back up to right guard. We got options, and we're going to make this work. It hurts to lose Big V, man. He was a big part of what we did, and he was a great team guy. He'll still be in the building, but that's life in the NFL, and we move on. But we'll be okay.
All right, so there's Dan Campbell discussing the moves that could be made on 97.1 The Ticket this morning on the Stoney and Jansen program as John took a break from talking about Michigan. Listen, let me just say this. There's only one move, in my opinion, that the Lions should make, and that's moving Tommy Kramer up to right guard. I give Dan Campbell a lot of credit. He's talking about the versatility of his offensive line and all of the guys that could move around. But you're not kicking Penei Sewell to guard to play Matt Nelson at tackle. Not a chance. Moving Ragnow over and making Evan Brown the center, that I guess wouldn't be the worst move, but Frank Ragnow is a Pro Bowl center. Tommy Kramer played a handful of games last year and started a handful of games for the Lions when Vaitai was hurt and also when Jonah Jackson, I think, missed a game. And Tommy Kramer is a solid backup in this league and actually showed last year that he's a pretty decent football player and graded out very well in the preseason, was one of the highest rated Lions from PFF in the preseason and in their finale in Pittsburgh and in the game against the Colts, where he and Logan Stenberg really did some good work. But moving Jackson over Stenberg to left, no. Make the one move. Make the one move, Dan. Just insert Kramer. I'm not talking about Cosmo Kramer. Tommy Kramer. Moving kicking Sewell to guard, no. You want to make the least amount of moves as possible. I get that Jonah Jackson could slide over from left to right. I get that Sewell could go from tackle to guard. Make it easy. Vitai's out, Kramer's in. I think Tommy Kramer is a viable backup. I'm concerned about the Lions' backups at tackle. I'm not a huge Matt Nelson fan. Stenberg is fine. He hasn't shown in the regular season he's done anything. Kramer's played in the regular season, and so is Evan Brown. But I don't want to make two moves here. I want to make one move. And that's what I would do is play Tommy Kramer at right guard for these first four games. Lions O-line's really good. Frank Ragnow won't miss a beat. Vaitai was really solid last year. I get that, but I'm doing as less as possible here. And to me, that move would be Kramer at right guard and call it a day. So that's how I feel about that, and that's what I think that they will do. Got an opening week history lesson for you. Got some attendance talk, and Dan Campbell talked about the wide receivers. Jim Nagy tomorrow. We'll do all of that. But first, coming up next, we got to talk about our friends at PrizePicks. Daily fantasy that is just so easy and so much fun. Seriously. Here's what you do. You go to prizepicks.com or you go on the app, and you can make picks on individual players, over-unders, and I absolutely love it. And these entries on PrizePicks are easy. For example, for this weekend, you could say, I'm going to take Jared Goff to throw for more than 300 yards. And I'm also, in the same game, going to take DeAndre Swift to go below 100 yards rushing or something like that. You can make all these picks, and if you hit on them, you're going to win some cash money. Pick 2 to 5 players, and if they will score more or less than their PrizePicks projection, you can win up to 10 times your money on any entry. No competing against other people. It's just you against the projections available. PrizePicks offers projections on any sport that you watch. So it's not just the NFL, NBA as well, Major League Baseball, NHL, PGA, college football, men's and women's hoops, college hoops, soccer, WNBA, whatever you want to do. It's easy. You can make these entries in 60 seconds or less, and it's safe with fast withdrawals. Download the PrizePicks app or go to prizepicks.com to sign up and play daily fantasy sports. First-time users can receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100 with promo code LOCKEDON. If you deposit $100, PrizePicks will give you $100. If you deposit $50, PrizePicks will give you $50. It's easy. Don't forget to enter the promo code LOCKEDON at sign up for an instant deposit match up to $100. All right, everybody, it's a Tuesday edition of Locked On Lions. Hope everybody is doing well. A big news on the attendance front. If you're looking to grab some tickets for this weekend, the Lions have sold out the opener. The buzz is real. Now, I've been told by reliable sources that ticket sales have not been great for the regular season and for full season packages. But for the first time since 2019, the Lions are offering standing room tickets for the season opener. The first regular season game at Ford Field that is sold out since 2019. It's the first non-Thanksgiving Day game since 2017 to have standing room, according to the Free Press's own Dave Burkett. Game's a sellout. Lions say, quote, availability is extremely limited for general admission and premium seats, end quote. Here's how standing room tickets work. They're like a bundle. For $74, you get access into Ford Field for the game against Philly. But you also are guaranteed a seat for next week against Washington. So what does this mean? I think it's cool. Look, last year, attendance was brisk. There were people that didn't want to go down because of the pandemic and sort of the lingering effects of it. It's an indoor facility. You're not outside. Some people don't want to wear a mask. All of these things. Now we seem to be as close to getting back to normal as possible. And, oh, by the way, people are excited. You, the fans, are excited. My listenership and viewership on YouTube, it's up. You guys are into it. I'm not doing anything differently. I mean, I think we do a fun show and we try to make it interactive and give you good content, but people are excited. There's a buzz about the Lions both nationally and locally. So standing room for the opener for the first time in 3 years is exciting. Nobody was excited about the opener in 2020 a few years ago when Patricia was still here and people were just like, get this guy out of here, right? So that is exciting. I'm happy for that news. I'm sure anybody can go on some of these websites and get tickets and all that stuff. But if you're just trying to buy them at the box office or calling the Lions or going through Ticketmaster, yes, sold out opener and standing room available for the first time since 2019. So I think that is pretty cool. And again, there's a buzz about this football team. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but we have to bring this up. My crack research staff was hard at work and giving me some numbers here. All right. Here's a little bit of a note for you. The Lions are 29 and 9 at home in week 1 games of all time. However, they have currently lost their last 3 week 1 home games dating back to 2018. It's the longest home losing streak in franchise history when opening the season at home. So they got to get a win this week. They got to break this streak. I think it's going to be difficult, but I'm just giving you this stat. The Lions also are 0-3-1 in their last 4 years in the regular season opener. Remember the tie in Arizona, the TJ Hawkinson breakout game? And if they lose this Sunday, it will mark the longest streak in franchise history without winning a week 1 game. They have 4 previous streaks when the team failed to win in 4 consecutive openers. 89-92, 76-79, 57-60, rebuilding since 57, and 46-49. So there's a little history lesson for you. So week 1 has not been good to the Lions. Yet, go back and look. Like the Cleveland Browns, I believe, have lost 16 straight season openers. And I think the Colts have lost 8 straight season openers. So there's that. So hopefully the Lions can break this streak and get a win coming up on Sunday against Philly, but it's not going to be easy. The Eagles are loaded. I said this yesterday. They run the football. They got RPOs going. Their receiving core is good. Their defense has gotten deep with their secondary, with the additions of Bradbury and others. And, of course, Nakobe Dean's coming to town. You know Nakobe Dean's going to have an interception, and everybody on Twitter is going to be like, oh, the Lions should have drafted Nakobe Dean. That's just Lions luck there. All right, Dan Campbell says there's definitely a most improved unit on this team. He said that this morning on the ticket. We'll tell you what he said coming up next. First, though, Built Bar. If you haven't tried Built Bar Puffs yet, you are depriving yourself of one of life's greatest joys. And guess what? There's a new flavor. Are you ready? Delicious, indulgent cookie dough. Covered in chocolate. That's right. Built has done it again. We got to introduce you to your new favorite cookie dough chunk puffs. They're light, they're fluffy, chewy texture, real cookie dough chunks, and of course, they're covered in 100% real chocolate. All the joys of eating cookie dough without the hassle of making it. Plus, it's healthy for you. Cookie dough chunk puffs are only 160 calories, and they have a whopping 15 grams of protein in them. Go to Built.com to snag a box for you and the family. It'll be the perfect treat. Or you can find a really good hiding place and just hoard them for yourself. Like all Built bars, they are covered in the cookie dough chunk puff is covered in 100% real chocolate. My guy Randy Haas, the warden, the original warden, the real warden, he loves Built puffs and the cookie dough chunk puff. I can't wait till he tries it. Go to Built.com, use the promo code LOCKEDON15 and get 15% off your order. That's promo code LOCKEDON15. LOCKEDON15 for 15% off at Built.com. All right, here we go, folks. Want to wrap it up with this. Your Detroit Lions are a better football team than they were a year ago. But Dan Campbell was asked this morning on the ticket about what do you what improvements do you see? What room maybe has gotten the best? And he immediately talked about the wide receivers. And he's right. A year ago, this team had some really poor wide receiver play. Wouldn't necessarily say poor receivers, but when Cephas got hurt, there just wasn't any depth there. And they tried Tyrell Williams. They tried Brashad Perriman. It was a joke. And really, other than Amon-Ra St. Brown, nobody stepped up. Until they picked up Josh Reynolds late in the year. And, of course, he had some nice games, including the Thanksgiving Day game against the Bears. Now you got Reynolds, you got St. Brown, you got DJ Chark, Cephas is back. You're going to get Jamison Williams back. Khalif Raymond, they like. All right. The room is improved. And Dan Campbell made it a point of telling the guys today on the morning show on the ticket, Stoney and Jansen, that he loves these guys. And, if Josh Reynolds can play the way he played in LA with Goff, and you got now a full season of Josh Reynolds, he's a guy nobody's really talking about. But Chark on the outside, Amon-Ra St. Brown just continues to be overlooked, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. So that's where I think the Lions offense can really take a next step and help Jared Goff out, is that receiving core. And it's only going to get better in hopefully November when Jamison Williams comes back. But that's the room that Dan Campbell really likes the most in terms of improvement. He was asked about if there's something he's worried about, and he said, no, I'm happy with this team. I like the roster. The team is built the right way, and they're ready to roll. So we'll see how it goes Sunday against Philly. Jim Nagy is going to join us tomorrow from the Senior Bowl and ESPN. I love Jim's thoughts on this team. We'll get it tomorrow right here on a Wednesday edition of Locked On Lions. Thanks for making us your first listen, everybody.